Good morning. I am Technical Sergeant William Lewis, military training instructor, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. As the flights move into position and for the safety and comfort of those around you, we ask that you refrain from entering the retreat pad and remain in your respective seating area when taking photos during the ceremony. At the conclusion of the ceremony, you may proceed onto the retreat pad after the flights are dismissed. Please be cautious when ascending and descending the bleachers. Utilize the handrails and watch for tripping, slipping, and falling hazards. Restroom facilities are located in the reception center and to the right of the flagpole. During this morning's ceremony, smoking and the consumption of alcoholic beverages is not permitted. At this time, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. In the military, ceremonies are held to accord distinctive honors to national symbols or individuals on special occasions. These ceremonies are also used to display the proficiency in state of training in a command and to promote teamwork and pride in the organization. They also contribute to public morale by displaying symbolically the strength and unity of the military in support of the nation. All of the movements that you will observe today are known as drill. The purpose of drill is to enable a commander or non-commissioned officer, such as the military training instructor, the ability to move their units from one place to another in an orderly manner, that aid in training by instilling discipline and habits of precision and response to the leader's orders, and to provide for the development of all leaders in the practice of commanding formation. To maintain proper decorum and respect for events such as this, we ask that you abide by the following standards while you are here. First, there will be times that you will be asked to stand for the invocation, the playing of the national anthem, the Air Force song, and the reciting of the Airmen's creed. Second, we ask that you remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respect to the flag during the national anthem. Military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. Civilians should stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. After the last note of the national anthem, you may return your hand to your side. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Now marching into position, Flight 519, led by Master Sergeant Logan Lindsay, military training instructor, hometown, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Flight 520, led by Technical Sergeant Julius Atienza, military training instructor, hometown, Rolla, Missouri. Flight 521, led by Staff Sergeant Serafina Bullitt, military training instructor, hometown, District of Columbia, Washington. Flight 522, led by Technical Sergeant April Cooper, military training instructor, hometown, Huntsville, Alabama. Flight 523, led by Technical Sergeant Basil Wynn, military training instructor, hometown, Houston, Texas. Flight 524, led by Technical Sergeant Joseph Hyder, military training instructor, hometown, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Flight 525, led by Technical Sergeant Joseph Whitaker, military training instructor, hometown, Grovetown, Georgia. Flight 526, led by Technical Sergeant Anthony Davis, military training instructor, hometown, Sumter, South Carolina. Flight 527, led by Master Sergeant Dylan Chavez, military training instructor, hometown, Mora, Minnesota. Flight 528, led by Staff Sergeant Talia Moreno, military training instructor, hometown, Nogales, Arizona. Flight 529, led by Technical Sergeant Joseph Walters, military training instructor, hometown, Northampton, Pennsylvania. Flight 530, led by Staff Sergeant Christopher Floyd, military training instructor, hometown, Augusta, Georgia. Musical support for this morning's ceremony is provided by the graduates from Flight 531 and 532, led by Technical Sergeant Kyle Spade, military training instructor, hometown, Jacksonville, Florida. These graduates are performing under the direction of Staff Sergeant Jacob Wright, military training instructor, hometown, Llano, Texas. They have been hand-selected to perform today's ceremony in addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements. Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice through their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Pacurar.
Let us pray. Eternal God, mighty in works and all-powerful, the one who brings light and clear skies to your people, descend and be with us today as we celebrate what has been accomplished through hard work and determination of the 323rd Mustang Squadron, all brave airmen, as they are ready to serve in our great Air Force. As iron sharpens iron, so airmen sharpens airmen. Bestow upon their MTIs, leadership and staff, your wisdom to continue to transform, inspire, and lead generations of airmen to come. We ask of you, God, make them strong and brave, forever be with them. They put their trust in you when we pray for them to receive the strength to protect and defend our great country. Godspeed and the blessing of God be with you forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning, and welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1989 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr. From the graduating squadron, the Commander, 323rd Training Squadron, and 1999 graduate of Basic Military Training, Lieutenant Colonel Rodolfo Orozco, accompanied by his wife, Angela. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 323rd Training Squadron, and 1997 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Jason Mark. Also in attendance with us today, the Deputy Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel John Odell III. The Acting Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, and 2002 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Yusuf Saad. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Marks will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Hey, good morning, families and friends. Hey, good morning, families and friends. All right, thank you for coming out to support your loved ones. Don't they look good? Hey, before I begin, I would like you to direct your attention to my right. The people directly responsible for how awesome your airmen look, they're MTIs. MTIs, 323rd leadership, staff, and your families, please stand. These men and women sacrifice their most precious asset, their time, to ensure the next generation of leaders you see before you cross over into what we call the long blue line. For the last year and a half, I've had the pleasure of witnessing you show up to work every day and give your all despite the numerous challenges and changes thrown at you. I explain to you the reasons you're asked to do the things you do, and you always end with, "We got it, Chief," and you execute. As we close the doors on one mission and welcome another, know that you're appreciated. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for making my job easy and one of the most memorable in my 25 years of service. Thank you. Now, on to who the majority of you came to see, our newest airmen. One of the perks of my position affords me the opportunity to speak with your airmen, and we've enjoyed some great conversations and discussions. In the initial weeks when they arrived and our talks began, they were overly concerned with adapting to the environment, mixed with a little bit of missing home. But as they progressed through the weeks of training, a remarkable thing happened. Their personal concerns subsided, and those concerns were replaced with concerns for their fellow airmen. They wanted to know how to not only build teams, but to build cohesive teams. They wanted to know how to influence informal leaders to help improve their flight performance and complete the objectives. They wanted to know what it takes to achieve the highest enlisted rank. They wanted to know if the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force and I got paid the same. And if Chief Master, if you're out there watching, I showed them how much you get paid. Sorry. And then finally, they asked me what got me here. Here's what got me to this point. It has kept me in for 25 years. The bond that I felt with my fellow airmen is the same bond as a nation we all felt after our country was attacked by terrorists almost 22 years ago. The way we bonded, rallied, and responded, ultimately crushing those responsible for those attacks, is what got me to this point and what has kept me here. How we lost that, I don't know. But here's how I believe we get it back. It starts with the 600 plus you see before you today. They put their egos aside and work together to get each other to this point. If they can do it, so can we. We get back there by continuing to support their efforts and not stifling their creativity. Understand that they are learning resiliency and grit, as they will need it to face the challenges that lie ahead. Tonight, you should sleep well because you're protected by the world's greatest Air Force, powered by the world's greatest airmen. Congratulations on this huge milestone. If I could trade places with you, I would. Mustangs! Excellence always! Finally, I leave you with this. You are joining a team that will look for you to define the character of our force for years to come. We have the utmost faith in you because every time you recite the Airman's Creed, you adamantly proclaim that you will not fail, and we believe you. As the last senior enlisted leader of the 323rd as a line squadron, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and have recommended to Colonel Wilson and Chief Master Sergeant Anderson that you receive your coveted Airman's coins, which signifies your transition today from trainees to airmen. Congratulations, military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the Airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force."
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Orozco will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Welcome, family, friends, and loved ones to the gateway of the U.S. Air Force. So great to have you part of this momentous occasion as the trainees before you become airmen in the world's greatest Air Force. Over the last 7.5 weeks, your airmen have learned that no one succeeds alone. They are more resilient, more adaptive, and more equipped to conquer the challenges our nation will face into an unknown future against a formidable adversary. These airmen have learned that we fight as a team. And as we observed the 22nd anniversary of 9/11 just a couple of days ago, we are reminded that freedom is anything but free. It requires the enduring collective resolve to defend ourselves against those who seek us harm and to deliver justice to those responsible for attacks against our people. We have never faltered, and we will not fail. Let me take this moment to thank all the veterans, retirees, and active duty military in attendance today for their service, their sacrifice, and their commitment to keeping our country free. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge another milestone. Tomorrow, these airmen will be the last graduates of the 323rd Training Squadron. For over 75 years, hundreds of thousands of men and women first laced their boots and donned their flight caps as members of this squadron. Tomorrow, your airmen will now do the same. In a few days, they will go forth to train and specialize in functional areas that could put them on the front line of the future battlefield. They will be at the cutting edge. Your continued support will carry them through their service to our nation for years to come. Keep it coming. Thank you. The 323rd will remain memorable because of the legacy which connects the airmen who trained here. But it will remain strong because of the military training instructors who will soon shape the new mission that awaits it. As the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II who overcame obstacles and developed a reputation for excellence, so too will the Mustangs of the 323rd achieve success in the future. The end of a chapter is the start of another, as the evolution of basic military training takes shape to address the realities of strategic competition today. Airmen, congratulations on completing basic military training. Once again, welcome to the profession of arms and to the world's greatest Air Force. I look forward to serving alongside you as we continue to deliver air power for America. Good luck and Godspeed. And for one last time, one team.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Orozco. At this time, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer, someone who has demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from Flight 520, Airman Dominic Begay. He is from Shelburne, Vermont, and joined the Air Force to become an aerospace medical technician. In the stands, cheering are his mother Inga and brother Matisse. His recruiter is Staff Sergeant Julia Devon from the 158th Fighter Wing, South Burlington, Vermont. Please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed. Instructors, place your flights at attention. Thank you. Please be seated. Instructors, place your flights at ease. This morning, we honor our heritage of military customs and traditions as we welcome our newest airmen into the ranks of the Department of the Air Force. There are two purposes for this morning's retreat ceremony. The retreat ceremony is a solemn event conducted at the United States military installation around the globe. It signifies the end of the official duty day, and today is symbolic of the end of training for our graduates. But more importantly, it is to pay respect to our nation's flag. When we offer our respect for our flag and to our national anthem, we have an opportunity to reflect on the democratic principles that have made our nation great. The meaning of freedom, dignity of the individual, the pursuit of happiness, and national unity all come to mind when you think of our flag. It is the symbol of our nation to the world. Military members have a special bond with the flag. These airmen are part of the flag's tradition because they symbolize the spirit and sacrifices of the military and dedication to the defense of this great nation and the principles it represents. When we salute the flag as it is lowered, we ask you to think. Think about the flag flying over Arlington and other national cemeteries. Think about the flag being carried into combat by the service members who precede us. Think about the freedom Americans enjoy today, freedom without precedent in the history of the world. The men and women who stand before you today represent the projection of strength behind our flag. Our flag security detail consists of members from the graduating squadron, led by Major Simmons. Our commander of airmen is Lieutenant Colonel Orozco.
Detail. Up. Come.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sounding of retreat and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. The flag stands for peace, honor, truth, justice, and freedom. In the armed forces of the United States, during the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille. The flag has been torn to strips and used as bandages for wounded combatants on the battlefield. It has been placed in the trembling arms of a grieving parent at the grave of their fallen son or daughter. It is flown at half-staff to honor our military members. The flag is flown in every battle of every war more than 200 years. It is flown at Valley Forge, Shiloh, and Gettysburg. It was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, on the beaches of Normandy. It was waved at Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Kuwait, Iraq, and in Afghanistan. The flag has been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that America has helped set free. Yet, it remains invincible.
Sir, the flag is secure. Charge the colors. Left wheel. Forward. Left wheel. Forward. Push.
Please remain standing for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Families and graduates in the Drum and Bugle Corps are asked to wait for their graduates on the north side of the west bleachers while they secure their equipment. We ask that you refrain from running onto the retreat pad, and please use caution when descending the bleachers. Pound Pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at 37th Training Wing, Joint Base, San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Airmen, if you lost a flight report to the podium to retrieve it. Top graduate, report to the podium to retrieve your certificates. All graduates are now released to their families.